That's as far as I
There was a
go.
game last night, I'm told.
We're
Over at the Park School. Welcome back, everybody.
yes.
Centercourt Weekly, another year.
This is Chad Andrews,
Centercourt.
Centercourt 42.
Centercourt 42 is just, Centercourt was taken on X when I started it, so 42 it is. But
42 it is.
Centercourt, as you know me, Centercourt Weekly, welcome back to another year.
And I'm Frank of WNY Athletics. Tim Gardner's producing. He's also working the cameras, and he did all the graphics, and he's the one that made us look as best as we possibly could on a Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Empire Electric still sponsoring.
Thank you to Tony Pulvereni. Is going to be sponsoring the show in the Centercourt Game of the Week. Your tag team partner, Ryan Mountain, is signed up for your color guy,
Yes, sir.
and you're going to do play-by-play for the Game of the Weeks.
Yes. That's
Okay.
back as well.
You had a productive off season, I would imagine.
I had a very productive off season. Yeah, summer was great at the restaurant. Good fall, stayed busy. Obviously, had a lot to do with getting this website done, along with stuff at your house. And I'm excited for basketball season. I'm enjoying the end of football season. I live in Newfane, so went to Wilson. That was really fun watching Wilson and Newfane both be excellent at football this year. Watching a great game at the stadium. Newfane's still alive. They just scored again 5 minutes ago. They're doing good.
Do you think they ran up the score on that section?
I don't think they ran up the score at all. I watched the game. The starters were out to start the fourth quarter, and then their second string just kept playing very well and scoring. And the onside kick was not an onside kick. It was a kid trying to kick it as hard as he could, and he whiffed and sent it straight up in the air. And it's just a comedy of errors. Avon. It wasn't Avon's best showing. I'm sure Avon's a little better than they looked that game. I think they kind of mailed it in at some point, and Newfane didn't. Newfane was fired up. Kept scoring, but
Yeah, good for
that's how it goes.
Newfane on a fine season. Matt Capon, Player of the Year, Class D, up for the Connolly Cup award. He's a finalist.
He is. He's going to be a good basketball player too, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
How happy is Klump that half his team is still in the postseason?
He is so happy. He's delighted. Absolutely happy for him. That's the best problem he could ever ask for, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. There was a plus minus I wanted to ask you about in terms of the restaurant.
Okay.
Okay, basketball coaches, officials only. Coaches and officials, not players, because why would the players be going into your bar area? Coaches and officials, plus minus 25 came in to see you or stopped up.
Gosh.
Different now. You can't be the same coach. Like you had, Beeline was in there half a dozen times.
Are we talking
He's only one.
Okay. And are we talking historically or just last summer?
This summer. I have.
Way
I have it
under.
at 20.
Way under.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, everybody says they're going to come and see me in the summer, and I think I probably saw 5 to 10
Okay.
at most over the whole summer.
We got to work on that because it is a destination. You do a good job up there.
Wilson's off the beaten path. Newfane's off the beaten path. That just happens to be where I hail from.
Yeah,
and
good food.
Where I drive out from. So it's not off the beaten path for me. I come out your way to cover this grand sport and beyond. Everyone could come out to me once in a while to enjoy some live music and good food and beverage. Restaurant's seasonal, Tim. It is a seasonal restaurant. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So that means I get to enjoy it if I so choose. From the comfort of my living room.
So what you're saying is go somewhere else tonight.
Yeah. Come to my house.
Good. Do you have any idea how many people are watching and are going to consider that right now? I think that could be a problem. I wouldn't do that to your wife. She's too sweet.
So I put out my season preview yesterday.
We're on to the season preview.
I want to tell you that I released the season preview yesterday. It's available now online to read. Released it via Twitter and such. And the feedback begins. I get a call this morning, and it's Adam Bennett from Salamanca. And
Who's watching right now?
Didn't have Adam as a top 10 small school.
For the first time in
defending
a long
champion,
time.
a league champion, all that.
You hurt his feelings.
Didn't pick him to win the section, or so I thought. And Adam calls to tell me that he got a call from Jeff Anastasia, who said, Adam, you don't even know what section or what classification you're in. This is Jeff calling to scold Adam for not knowing what classification he's in because I picked Salamanca to win B2. They're not even in B2 this year. And then Dave McCann calls and says, what is your plan to And this is the Ellicottville coach, Dave McCann, calls and asks Adam, is your plan to, at the end of the season, get knocked down in B like you got knocked down to B2 a couple years ago and win it again? You're up to your old tricks. And the reality is I just, like I do every year, made a mistake right out of the gate. And even though Salamanca is not in B2, and I did not list them as a Final Four team to make it to Buff State in B2, or it won't even be Buff State this year, but make the Final Four, I picked Salamanca to win it. So I've since corrected it, but anybody that saw that, yeah, I'm an idiot. And the team I picked to win is now updated, and we'll go over that toward the end.
You have a new revamped website to some degree because
I do, yeah. My web host lost it. Went through. It was a scramble.
Went through some hard times.
Yeah, and I'm still getting to know it, which is why I'm probably making errors and so late in the game like I always am. But
okay. Yeah, well, we have time to correct it. Like we're only one game in, right?
Yeah.
Technically.
I was just intended to be a guy that watched high school basketball and kind of gave some opinions here and there, and instead it spiraled into this multimedia production.
So we went through the quick pleasantries. We were supposed to spend 2 minutes on that. I don't know if we spent the full 2 minutes, but the pleasantries were exchanged. Then we talked about your preview. You mentioned that the preview is up and out there. So if anyone wants to go to your site right now.
So as I said in the preview, the theme that I see coming into this year, when I'm trying to make predictions, when I'm looking at all the different leagues, all the different classifications, it is like harder than ever. Remind me of the COVID season when all of a sudden we're going to play basketball in a week and I can't remember who's on these teams because it's been so long and, who's even ready to play. Everyone's ready to play this year. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, I can make the case for multiple teams winning every league, multiple teams winning the section in every classification in the Monsignor Martin, looking at the large school polls. I mean, I think I have a pretty good idea of about the top 13 large schools or so, but as I'm putting them in order, I'm like, I'm not sure this is right. I mean, really, it was hard to pick it this year, and so that's what's got me excited about this season is let's find out how wrong I am. Let's watch it all unfold. That's why we do this. I mean, every year I show up to Buff State, there's always a couple teams that come out of nowhere, maybe one that I haven't seen at all, and there's always some story, a team that you didn't expect to do it does it. Sometimes those are the best stories.
Was Wilson
the
one
people
of those
you slept on
last year or not?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, I knew Wilson was a good team last year, but they were lightning in a bottle when they walked into Buff State, and it ended up being one of the great stories of the season. And now they're back in force this year.
Was there another one? That came to mind, but I'm trying to think. Was there another one for you that jumped out? It looked like Ellicottville did have a run at starting at some point during the season, didn't they too?
They were a good team last year, but no.
They faded towards the end.
Well, they didn't win anything of significance. They didn't win their league. They didn't win the section.
But they have a strong start.
I think Panama came out of nowhere last year, didn't they? Yeah. Just kidding. I was calling for them at the beginning of the year, and they did it. Yeah. State champs. That was great.
Yes. Good for all those boys because a lot of them graduated. After
they all graduated. It's going to be a tough rebuild down in Panama. New coach, new starting five. We wish them well. But
where did the Panama coach go?
State champs. He is taking some time to focus on family.
Okay.
Yeah. He's doing fine. He's star.
Going out on top.
Going out on top, Ed Nelson. Yeah, young man.
Good for Ed.
So much different this year. I don't know if you have taken a read at this preview yet, Frank, but there is so much that has changed. It's going to shake the basketball diehards to their core.
Why is that?
Well, it's a combination of things. It's a combination of how it all came together between the state adding a sixth classification. The state has added the sub-regional concept, which I call the amazing sub-regional concept in the preview. I hope you can sense my sarcasm. A sub-regional. Great idea. I mean, really, think about this.
It's more basketball,
New York State has decided that instead of the winner of the entire Western New York, Buffalo, Jamestown, Lockport, Niagara Falls, think about all those major cities, right? We've got all of this sitting right out here. We finally have a champion emerging. We don't even have private schools. So we've got a champion from Buffalo. Then you've got a champion emerges from Rochester. Those two champions have to play each other. Don't you think one of those, I mean, just look at a map and look at the area that Section 5 and Section 6 congest in this state. And think about the major cities I just said. You got two champions. They play each other. We've got one champion. We should represent a quadrant of the state.
Yes.
The state's decided, well, it's not really fair to the Potsdams and St. Lawrences and the teams, way up and east, who. So someone else had to play a sub-regional, so now it's this rotating sub-regional concept across the state, and it creates such a logjam of things, and that's just one of the things that's happened. But the format has changed. There's been whispers for a while that, the girls want their share of Buff State basketball, and they want to play. It's not fair that the boys play semifinals and the girls don't, and we could get into the other end, which is financial, right? Is it fair that boys basketball brings in all the revenue that supports or football? But it's a whole nother topic, and you don't want to ruffle too many feathers or hurt too many feelings. So instead, we just say, let's make everything fair, and we'll put all the semis at Buff State. And lots changing this year, but the schedule we've always come to know, like the traditional Buff State week, Monday through Thursday, JCC Friday, back for championship Saturday. It is all like somebody took the thing, went poof, and just blew it up. Dynamite. Boom. Everything's going to be different.
It does make it easier for streaming, because now we don't have to jump from school to school to school. We could just move in to Buff State, really.
So you're tipping your cap that Frank Wolf might have had something to do with this. Frank Wolf and his grand Western New York athletics production. Hey, Section 6, listen, if you want me to stream more, what you got to do is blow the whole thing up. Did you have a hand in the sub-regional concept too, Frank?
No.
Tim, what do you know about this?
I was asleep at those meetings.
Seating meeting, the Saturday seating meeting, that's on a Wednesday night. Playoffs start the next day. Mm-hmm. We got quarterfinals, pre-quarterfinals going on the same night. Quarterfinals are going on. Quarterfinals going on the same night. Semifinals are going on. This year, dogs and cats are playing together. You've got A1 playoffs going on at the same time. B1 playoffs are going on. One's at Buff State, one's at Fredonia. It's going to be cuckoo. It's a lot. It's not good for someone like myself who can hunker down on the postseason and cover the whole product. Now I've got to start making more choices, missing more things. I don't think it's good for the experience. You could do triple headers. You're going to have lackluster crowds that suddenly grow huge later in the night when the boys are playing.
Yep.
There's just going to be a lot to it. So, I guess eventually we'll get used to it, like we got used to having people say, hey, that mask is not doing any good hanging out on your chin.
What's the new normal?
We got used to all this great stuff.
But we are in for an exciting year. Monsignor Martin, is anything major changed on their end? I know that, we'll be hosting the state championships here. The team from Long Island or New York City will come up to Buffalo this year.
Yeah, that's for the Catholic League. So the Monsignor Martin definitely gets their turn this year. That it was always, I think Buffalo played Long Island and the winner got to New York City. So New York City always got this bye straight to the championship. And they finally started rotating that. Now that's a fair I can get with. You've got three major contenders coming in to play a Catholic state championship, Long Island, New York City, Buffalo. Why did it always fall on Buffalo and Long Island to duke it out and get to New York City? I don't know.
That's cool.
This is cool. And the fact that we get to host it, we've hosted it in the past. That's rotated.
Yeah.
I don't think they've announced a venue yet for it. They would hope for Canisius, but there's nothing in stone for that yet.
No, I think Pete did tell me it was Canisius.
Okay.
Girls are Villa, but the state championship
would be at Canisius. That would make sense. That would be the right venue for it.
Yeah.
All Pete's stuff always reserves the right to change it, so just know that Pete reserved the right. Pete's great.
Yep. Do you want to take a quick break, or do you want to move on to the next segment? What would you like to do? How's your throat?
My throat's doing good. The Class B semifinals and finals are at Fredonia State this year. We can take a break.
I love that school.
Fredonia?
SUNY Fredonia? Yes.
It's a great place.
Yeah.
Sure.
Easy
but Buff State's the best arena there is.
Nothing beats Buff State.
Except for the Class C and D stuff at JCC, which is also great.
Yes.
And the Kessler Center for the Catholics. That's great, too. But let's not mess with it from there. All right, let's take a break.
It's enough changes. We're going to come back after a word from our sponsor.
And we're going to talk about more changes.
Need an electrician? Empire Electric is your residential wiring specialist. New builds, service upgrades, lighting, generators, you name it, Empire does it with hundreds of 5-star reviews that speak for themselves. Call Empire Electric today for your free estimate.
We're back.
That was fast.
Really?
JCC Friday is now a Saturday. Crossover Tuesday is now the Sunday after JCC Friday. I'm just reading my own preview. It's mania here. Listen, here's what I just want to cut to the chase. And
9
say.
minutes.
Just knowing what I know from behind the scenes and whatnot, the people that make the decisions for boys basketball, the coaches, the committee members, the chair, the players, everybody fought hard and did everything they could and exhausted every possibility to make this work out as well as they could. I am not upset with anybody within the realms of the boys basketball world at how this is all panned out. I think, if anything, Larry Jones did a really good job of scraping together the best schedule he could and doing the best with what he was left to work with, But it's tough. It's you can if you can feel the vitriol I have for all these changes that are coming up, I think it's all coming out right now because I had to just quietly sit there and type it all out the last month, and now I'm digesting it, and I'm saying, man, it is going to be different.
Yes. So, as far as that goes, you got the word out in the street. Plus, it's in the preview. You can read about it.
Yep, we got it. We did it. What else? NFL's not having their split divisions this year. Everyone's playing each other twice again. There's no NFL championship at the end of the year.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed by that.
I'm fine with it.
Well, is that just because Niagara Falls is playing the independent schedule again?
I don't think so. Maybe it is, but I doubt it. I don't think that they went to the NFL championship game per se because Niagara Falls was in the league at all. I think that I think before there was 9 teams in the league at one point, and they were saying, geez, once we all play each other, we've got 4 non-league games left, and we'd like to have a little more. So if we come up with a different format where we split the divisions, we can open up a few more non-league games, and then, I don't know why they bounce back and forth. As you can tell, I'm a consistency tradition guy, but
Then what's going on in the Southern Tier?
as far as the leagues, they just they change every year too. Everyone stayed in the same league. They just changed names this year. So instead of 1 West and 2 West and 1 East and 2 East, now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and you just got to know who's in what. So
All right.
League 1 is that ever-competitive league that's got Fredonia, Southwestern, Salamanca, Limestone, Olean, Dunkirk. That's League 1. League 2 is the league that Panama and Westfield split last year.
We're expecting Southwestern to be a little better than they were last year.
League 3 is the league that Kevin Hine and Randolph have owned forever.
Westfield.
Yes.
Talk about Westfield.
So Westfield brings back Braylon Swanson, Grant Beadle.
Now, is he a sophomore this year or a junior?
He'll be a sophomore.
Okay.
Beadle will be a senior. Lincoln Thomas, senior. I'd say that's probably their big 3.
They still have size.
Back, but 2 of them are starters.
Yeah.
Beadle's a big boy, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that team won a regional last year. I obviously expect them to take a big step back without Carson Swanson this year,
But they can go to the boards more this year. Maybe that's going to have to be part of the strength, is just beating other teams up on the boards.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
to me, honestly, without Nolan, I thought that was maybe one of their obstacles at times, was being able to get those putback points in timely possessions. From watching them, it was just they just weren't putting back enough points off those offensive rebounds. They would get second and third looks, and they weren't always falling. I think that's what separated them maybe at some points in the season from playing out bigger games.
Well, they
So with another year under their belt, that's one area I'd like to see them improve.
Westfield got to the regional. They lost a great game in the regional. It came down to the final minute of the game and free throws, and I mean they were knocking on the door of being in the state Final Four last year. Westfield did. So I think that their best hope this year would be to give it their all to attempt to repeat as a league champion or even a sectional champion, but I don't think that's in the cards for them this year. We'll find out.
Yeah.
They'll be competitive. They're going to be decent.
I do like those big guys, though. I do like the muscle down there. What do you say about Fredonia this year?
I think Fredonia's going to be good. I think the problem Fredonia's going to find is they jump up to Class A2, so a little tougher competition there. I mean, they've
moved them up, or why would they get moved up?
Just enrollment, beds numbers.
That's all it was.
That's all it ever is. With all of your public schools, your just traditional public schools, the only reason they're getting moved up is that. I mean, I know we had CSP, I guess, got moved up in football, and it wasn't even enrollment based. It was whatever it was.
Because some of those schools do get moved up for performance.
Yeah, not in basketball. We don't ever move a public school up. I realize health is a public school that gets moved all over, and we can talk about them, but they're a charter public, and that's where they're a little different. But I have not seen ever a public school just, hey, Olean, they win B every year when they used to win B. Let's put them in A. They only went to A when their classification numbers pushed them to A.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Yale Cup.
Well, let's jump to the Yale Cup. Let's go Yale Cup. So, in the Yale Cup, I think health sciences, when I talk about making these predictions, health sciences to me is about as big of a favorite as you're going to have in any of this as a league champion. And even with that, they split last year with McKinley in that league. McKinley has the Staples brothers back. They picked up a couple pieces this year. I think that
Dorsey's got a nice
team for sure. He's got as good of a team as he's had in a while. He had a good team last year that made it to Buff State. They lost to Lockport. They were co-champ of the Yale Cup 1. But I think the Health Sciences Falcons, with what they did last year, where the season finished, they make the regional. They were also knocking on the door. Great game in the regional. Almost made it to the States in AA. They bring back 4 starters from that team and the return of Amir Moy, who missed last season. Amir Moy might be the best player in Western New York walking into this year.
Yeah.
He is excellent. You're putting him back on a team that returns 4 starters that almost made the regional in AA, and you pick up Isaiah Guerrero from Sweet Home, who is going to take that spot left behind by Stas Chittick in the middle. Different kind of player in the middle.
And
maybe, more offensively talented.
Okay.
I don't. They're very Stas was a defensive dog, not a super polished offensive player, but explosive athlete. Isaiah's got a real skill set to him, So, it's going to be very interesting to see what Ty does with him this year, how Ty brings him along. He was on a Sweet Home team last year that had a lot of pieces and some size, and he was just a sophomore coming in, and you could see flashes from him there. And I watched him in the All-Star game at the end of the year, and he really stood out playing against competition his age, in that freshman-sophomore game. And I think he's going to be a nice piece for health science. I think he'd be a nice piece for anybody.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Health sciences, McKinley. South Park has a nice team back this year as well. I don't know if they're going to have enough for a health sciences McKinley, but I think they're competitive, and I think that's a team that could take their knocks, win some games in league, and then show up at sectionals and try and make some noise in Class A1.
Okay.
That's Yale Cup
They-
1. Yale Cup 2, love that league. Love the competitiveness of that league. You've got MST and Olmsted. They were both co-champs last year of the league, Middle College. That's 3 teams that are all going to be very good in that league. Bennett, ton of size. There's 4 teams. Olmsted has Takari McCray, one of the best players in the city, period. Incredible scorer. Great athlete, competitor. Middle College has Anthony Johnson back, Jaden Clark. They lost to Sean Johnson, who was one of their starters last year. He's going to play for McKinley this year, so that's a big get for McKinley. MST has Brandon Singletary and Elijah Lindsay back. They're both juniors this year. Brandon Singletary played at Park as a freshman over at MST last year. They're going to count on him to be more of a leader this year. They had a player come over from Lackawanna with some size. So that league is going to be very competitive. It always is. And I think you've got some top 10 small schools there and some teams that are going to show up in the postseason, the Final Four of their classifications. And if I say teams making Buff State and I keep misspeaking because I'm talking about a Class B team that's going to make SUNY Fredonia this year, you know what I mean. That's like saying we're going to Glens Falls. It means we're going to Binghamton now. Or changes. Yeah.
Cool.
ECIC 3,
Wait a second.
I'll take East High.
Wait a second. You mentioned Buffalo Culinary,
Did I?
I think.
I didn't mention them, but they're
You didn't?
in Yale Cup 2.
Yes.
They moved up from, I believe, Yale Cup 1 last year. Now they're in Yale Cup 2. We'll see what they got cooking.
So I was
Over
at
Culinary.
All High this, I think it was Friday night, and I was approached by a lovely woman from Buffalo Culinary. She's like an assistant coach. She does some work there, and I think we called them out last year on this show because they weren't putting stats in, or the stats weren't going into the Section 6 website.
Okay.
So there was a couple of players we weren't able to recognize until it was too late. Robinson, one of them, I think there was one named Robinson.
Samir Robinson.
Yes. We couldn't recognize him in earlier weeks because we couldn't see his stats, but we knew he was having a good season. Just we couldn't tell you his numbers off the script. And she saved that clip, or the clip was sent to her, and it was on her phone, and she showed me because she introduced herself, and she goes, "Yeah, I know who you are. You're with Centercourt." I'm like, "Yes, I'm with Centercourt."
You're with Centercourt. That's funny.
But then she had this 10-second clip saved on her phone, like you would save like something on your mantle, like waiting for someone to come over just to kind of remember this.
Yeah.
I remember you, not in a good way.
Yeah.
So, but she was nice about it. But I said, listen,
Nice to know people are watching.
people are watching and they're saving our clips for
Yeah.
that time.
They should have saved all the emails I used to send their coach asking for information that I never got a reply for, you know.
You should save those.
Hey, coach, did you
So-
get my email?
It was interesting. It was a good, polite conversation. But
Yeah.
still, people are watching your show.
You don't forget about the people that ghost you over the years, you know. You got people that you reach out to and they just ghost you.
Carrying on, moving on. You were saying something about ECIC?
Should we mention all the schools now so we don't get any more memos?
No, they're coming.
East, Buffalo Arts,
We have
Riverside, City Honors, IPrep.
3 months of this.
Yes, we do. Now, that's the thing. I mean, it's a show. There's 99 teams. There's countless players, coaches, stories to tell.
Yeah.
You know, I always say, listen, I view from Centercourt, and I'm covering everybody, but there's a relevance to the season, and the focus ends up being on the teams that are competing for a league title, the teams that are competing for a sectional title, the teams in the Monsignor Martin at the top.
Yes.
Yeah, league, sectional, top 10, large and small. Are you in the race someplace?
Yeah.
Or if you've got a standout player, but in high school basketball teams with standout players tend to be good teams because there's 5 guys on the court and a standout player elevates you that much.
It's not that you don't want to shed any light on programs players, but if you're 1-18, 1-15, whatever, 0-16, 0-12, or you have a poor record, it's going to. We only do the show for an hour. It's tough to get.
What if you're 4-16? Let's say Buffalo Arts. I think they were 4-16 last year.
You have to.
They
have
had a
a
player,
stellar
Ray
player.
Jackson. He had some nice numbers.
That's just it.
You
The
know,
player might get noticed.
They're 4-16, and you think I remember mentioning Buffalo Arts last year when they opted out of the playoffs again. I mentioned them for that. So new coach this year, John Augustine. Let's
Now,
whatever the record is, hell or high water. Let's play for the postseason this year.
If
Let's do it.
that's
Let's
John-
opt into sectionals.
if that's the John
Start a
Augustine
trend.
I know, he is super ultra competitive.
Football coach, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah.
super ultra competitive. You know damn well they're going to enter sectionals.
I think everybody should.
Why not? What do you have to
Everybody.
lose?
No
What do
one
you have
opt
to
out.
lose?
Don't opt out.
What do you have to lose?
All right. Let's stay on track here. Let's
We're
jump
getting
into
back
the
on track.
ECICs.
Ekic.
Do we got time to do that? Can we talk ECIC, Tim? Is that cool with you?
Only 11:30. We got time, right?
Tim approves. So every year in ECIC 1, Jamestown seems to be the winner. I think I picked Jamestown to win it again, and I'm comfortable with that pick. They lost Jaden Johnson. Jaden Johnson was outstanding, but they bring back Elijah Farmer and Dom Gonzalez. They've got Gavin Johnson back.
Mm-hmm.
James Jackson was a sophomore. He's back this year as a junior. Jericho Thagard.
Like Jericho.
Cameron Milne, my guy. But watch out for Orchard Park in that league. Orchard Park almost took down Lockport last year. Real close at Buff State. They got a lot of good players back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, we're talking ECIC, so I apologize for even bringing Lockport into the ECIC conversation, but I will just because I might have missed it during the NFL rant. But they're bringing back one very, very nice shooter, are they not?
Charlie Croft.
Yes.
Yes.
You were high on him last year.
Super high.
Rightfully
Well,
so.
he was a second-team
Yes.
All-Centercourt player.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch.
Top 10 in the area as a junior, 1,000-point scorer. He's fantastic. Sectional champ, league champ. He's been player of the year in his league already. All of this walking into his senior year. That's a heck of a 3-year start to a 4-year varsity career.
I wonder if we should start marketing player high school jerseys.
If we put the names on the back,
Would you
it'd be
wear
more marketable.
would you wear his jersey into a gym?
No. No. Not really a jersey guy.
Bad start already.
I'd wear a Lockport Lions basketball hoodie.
to a Lockport Niagara Falls game.
Well, no. No, I wouldn't.
You just wear it out on the street.
I mean, I've got all sorts of team apparel. I try not to wear that team's apparel to their games.
Yes.
Because I think that would be a bad look. But,
Yes. I agree.
yeah. I mean, where did I go? I remember walking and talked to the Williamsville South team one time with a McKinley shirt on. And they didn't appreciate that. And that was back when McKinley had their number.
Was it in their gym?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was
Well,
all in
you
good
live to
fun.
tell.
I was talking to my buddy Gabe.
Who was coaching the
Gabe
team?
Michaels.
Oh,
Gabe Michael.
you
He,
did that to
he
Gabe?
invited me to speak to his team.
Wearing a
before
McKinley
the
T-shirt.
game. So I showed up in a McKinley shirt because McKinley had knocked him out the year before. You know, little trolling.
Did they win that night?
They won that season. They beat McKinley.
There you go. You hyped them up.
They did.
It worked in your favor.
Thank you. But as I was saying, Orchard Park beat Lockport. And I think the team Orchard Park has back, Brody Monaco, Max Macabelli,
Yeah.
super athlete. You would know
Yes.
about him.
Yes.
Kind of
Track.
about Weston Cummings, Justice Niver,
Orchard Park could be a lot of fun to watch this year.
John Mecca. Orchard Park is going to be a lot of fun this year, and they're gonna push for a league title like they have the last couple years. I think this could be the year that they break through and win the section.
Okay.
Just with the team they got back, sitting in Double-A, Jamestown's in Triple-A this year.
Yeah.
You know, with the team they got back and the other 16 teams in there, they've got as good a shot as
The
anybody.
stars are lining up for the Quakers this year.
We'll see. I mean, it's a tall order. They've
Still gotta
never
play, you gotta stay
they haven't
healthy.
won one. So, and
Yes.
and another team in Double-A, another team in their league is Williamsville North, who is also going to be very good this year.
Good guard play there.
Yeah. Yeah, they got Chris Fagnan, who's a sophomore, who was tremendous for him as a freshman last year. He's back. AJ Boysenberg, senior.
Mm-hmm.
He's a player. Grayson, he's back. I like Williamsville North. They've got size. They had a good JV team last year. They were a team that I did not put in my preseason top 10, and I was flirting with them in Grand Island in that 10 spot, and I ended up going Grand Island because I think Grand Island's going to be there at the end of the year based on how it's all going to fall. But, Williamsville North is one of those teams that's I am high on this year coming into the year and looking forward to watching them very much.
Good.
Lancaster's got Ryan Hartwig back.
Mm-hmm.
Third-year varsity player now. He's going to be a nice talent for them.
He's been a nice talent for them.
Yes, he has. Watch him. He might be one of the biggest 25 more players to watch snub there is out there.
Who's the head coach at Lancaster?
Because he wasn't on that list. The head coach at Lancaster? Oh, gosh.
They got a new one.
They did. Former player. He was a JV coach on the staff with John Otto.
Yes.
His name is blanking me, and it shouldn't. But
We apologize.
Well, I've never actually spoken to him. I've never had a face-to-face conversation with him, so that's helping his name escape me. But I know it, and I do apologize.
Someone send us a message on YouTube or Twitter, if you can. We'll break that news to you shortly.
I got 4 text messages already.
Is one of them from the Lancaster coach?
No, not yet.
Well, that'd be nice. Carry on, my friend.
All right.
Walk us
Wayward
through.
Son. In ECIC 2, you got the defending champs, Williamsville South. Right, Tim?
Tim's paying attention.
Well, who's going to be the big competition this year for Williamsville South in ECIC 2? Tim picks Amherst. I thought he might suggest Sweet Home. No, he says no. I think they will be. I think Sweet Home's got a nice team this year.
Even with the big loss?
Sweet Home and Williamsville South have nice teams. Amherst always has a nice
Amherst
team.
always ready to go.
Amherst even in ECIC.
They sure are. Yes. Amherst is in there along with Hamburg, Williamsville East, Star Point. It's a good little division. Adam Starzinski's back at Amherst.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
All right. You know who's back at Sweet Home? Sean McGrath, Kai Patterson.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Abdul Shenro.
Okay. Where's Clarence in all this?
Clarence is an ECIC 1.
Yes.
A lot of size. I would put them as an outlier to win their league. A competitive team in Class AA.
Hamburg, Will East, and 2.
Hamburg, Will East. So Will East lost a lot of starters, but they've got some players back that, Geraci, Connor Sun, Hardy. They're always good. They're always competitive. I think they will be again. I've never really seen Williamsville East fall off the map.
Yeah.
Williamsville East and Amherst are similar to me in teams that they've always been right there at the top of the league. And on paper, I don't look at them and say, yep, that they're going to repeat as the league winner this year. I see the league more as the Sweet Home Williamsville South League right now. And that's what I'm saying is where I'm looking at this, and it's like it's all up for grabs. I'm not discounting Amherst or Williamsville East in that league. I mean, I really wouldn't discount Hamburg either. Star Point lost enough that I don't think they're going to win their league this year. They're in that league too, but we'll see.
I'll tell you, I'll be looking to watch a lot of ECIC 3 teams this year. I like what's going on at Pioneer.
Okay.
Lackawanna.
Pair of Platts at Pioneer.
Mm-hmm. I think ECI 3 is going to be a rumble. You got Kleitz and Iroquois. I don't know about West Seneca East.
What do you know about Justice Kleitz?
He's got an older brother.
What do you know about Justice Kleitz, a basketball player?
He shoots left-handed. He throws right, or is he
He's
shoots left,
ambidextrous
throws right?
in how he
Yes.
shoots
Yes.
because after dislocating his shooting elbow, he just taught himself to shoot with the other arm.
I honestly think he's one of the true gems in Western New York. He's one of those athletes in Western New York that draws people.
I agree. He should.
Yeah, if Kleitz is coming to your gym, you want to watch him.
If he's in the game, he's one of the best
Yeah.
basketball players in Western New York,
Yeah.
one of the best quarterbacks in Western New York. Tough kid, super competitive kid.
Very confident.
5-year varsity.
Very
player
confident,
on
not
basketball.
arrogant. You know what I mean? Not arrogant, confident.
Should be.
Yeah,
He should. I'd be confident if I was Justice Kleitz.
yeah. I like watching him play. He's good all-around athlete.
Me too.
He's kind of like
Never
a finalist again. But no, he's got a great motor.
He does. So
You know.
I think Iroquois is going to be a lot of fun to watch because of him back this year.
Iroquois could be a lot of. I think those Iroquois Pioneer games are going to be fantastic. I wonder. I do like Lackawanna because I love Marcus Rivers and what he does there. I don't know how they'll be this year overall, but I know they'll still be tough to play against.
They
But
will still be tough.
You could speak.
They got Michael Moore back. Michael Moore, who just
I love that kid.
spills dimes.
I love that dude. He's a cool kid.
Kyle McNamara back at Lakeshore. Don Pasek back at Iroquois. Maxwell Zora back at West Seneca East.
So I don't know much about that West Seneca East team, but I know their football team was kind of young, and they looked like they had some real athletes there. I got to believe they should be an improved basketball team. I have no idea how they finished last year, but I'm going to look at West Seneca East as being one of those teams that you may be talking about halfway through the season. Is not necessarily a surprise, but maybe somebody on your radar that might be talked in a more positive way, if you will.
Tim, put in the producer notes that midway through the season,
Quote unquote.
we're going to revisit and see where West Seneca East falls out.
What about West Seneca West? Where do they fall in this? ECIC 2?
They are an independent again this year.
They're an
West
independent.
Seneca West.
Okay.
For a second season, independent.
Why is that? And talking about West Seneca West.
I believe, Jeff Haskell is coach there at West now. I believe that the theory in doing that was
The Jeff Haskell?
the Jeff Haskell, that they had taken some lumps in ECIC 1 and wanted to maybe get out of ECIC 1, that ultra competitive league. It's kind of like the sections version of the Monsignor Martin, like those are the big boys up there playing each other. And gets them out of there so that they're not just taking losses left and right when you're trying to rebuild a program with a new coach and play an independent schedule and maybe get a little more comparable competition going for a while. And I think that was a theory. Did it work?
Yeah, I'm watching. Somebody's telling you on YouTube that you are their man, and they saw the number one high school hoops team play in the country, and he thinks that Jamestown could take them down. Hopes all is well.
Wow.
He's not wishing you a happy Thanksgiving, though, which I think is kind of
Well, I would like to wish him a happy Thanksgiving. Tell him he's also the man, whoever this could be. Tell him if he thinks Jamestown could take down the number one hoops team in the country, then maybe I shouldn't have picked Health Sciences to win AAA. But I'm going to stay with my pick because that means Health Sciences could beat them too.
Yeah.
All right. What about ECIC 4? Who do you think is going to win ECIC 4, Frank?
Probably not Springville,
He's going against the Landon Roy-led Springville.
but you never know. I actually wasn't Alden having a pretty good year last year. The Alden team. I think they might
Alden
be
had
a
a very good-
surprise.
One of their best years in a long, long time, and over
So-
a decade.
I like them, but I also like Depew. Depew's a fine team.
I've got a text message here as we're talking from the Alden coach.
Really?
Yes. How about it? And
Who
he's
is the
not-
Alden's
he's
coach?
Matthew Moretti.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt. Yeah, they were at Buff State last year.
Yeah.
They were a nice team.
I like Alden over there, and I like Depew and Alden over there. I don't know much about the Springville team, the Tonawanda team. I hope they're competitive, obviously. But I'll have to wait and see. Where's Dunkirk? One of the Chautauqua schools?
They're down in Chautauqua. Yeah.
Okay.
You know who I think's going to win ECIC 4? East Aurora,
Okay.
because they've been good. Ben Ziegler good. Ben Greco good.
Ben
They've
Ziegler
been good.
is a dude.
Yeah, he is.
He is. He's a tough kid. I like that guy. He has no idea who I am. But I've seen him.
Everybody knows Frank Wolf.
No.
See, there's a picture of Frank Wolf when he used to be a more of a religious man giving a speech at Ilio DiPaolo's on the wall behind you. He's got a couple pounds since then and doesn't spread the gospel like he used to, but Frank Wolf.
One day a week. One day a week on the gospel.
Yeah. All right. ECIC 5. I'm picking Global Concepts
Why not Tapestry? I'm picking Tapestry.
because their names are too confusing over there. They got Jalen, Jay-Sean, Javon, right? Those are their top 3 players. No, that's not why. But really, when you look at Tapestry's top 3 players, Javon, Jay-Sean, Jalen, like, whew, that's a lot to take in right there.
Where's Funderburk play?
Tapestry.
He was injured, though, at the end of the football season, so I don't know when he's going to be ready to go.
That's Javon Funderburk.
Javon.
To you.
Love that dude.
Mm-hmm. So Eric Davis, Shondale Lipscomb, Dwayne Fears, Jose Castro, all back at Global. That's why I like Global. I think they underachieved a little bit with what they had last year,
Okay.
and I don't think that's going to happen this
I
year.
think it's a fair comment.
I think this year Global sets its sights on winning that league and showing up at JCC and taking a run at the section, bringing an athletic team. I mean, when you have an athletic team like Global, where you've got a kid who can get up and throw down like Davis and a young maestro. I mean, I love a good young maestro with a little moxie like Castro.
Yeah.
I like Global this year. Eden's got Kobe Jenko back. If you look at their roster right now online, the only player on their roster, Kobe Jenko. That's it. We go as Kobe goes. I was talking to one of the coaches from that league, and I was like, "What are your thoughts on the league?" And he's telling me, and he's like, "And I like Eden. They got my guy Jordan. They got my guy Jordan." And I was like, "Jordan? Who's Jordan?" He goes, "Well, you know that guard. He was a." I said, "Kobe?" He was like, "Oh my gosh!" He's trying to refer to Kobe, and he said Jordan. I thought it was pretty funny. Holland's got Jude back. Jude Gerbeck,
Yes, they do.
sophomore, excellent player. That's a name you're going to hear about for 3 years.
Holland made a run last year, did they not? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Their run was they didn't do anything in the section. You know, I think they were a Final Four team in the section, but the run. I think Holland ran to the sectional championship game and lost to Westfield. But in Class C last year, I think that had a little to do with Randolph and Westfield meeting up in the semifinal. I think Randolph and Westfield were your top 2 teams in C. I think Holland was the 3rd best, but they were the 3rd best team in a team where you had Randolph and Westfield that were both outstanding with first-team All-State players. And so it was a good Holland team.
Yeah.
Problem is, you had 2 that were significantly better,
Yes.
you know, for star power reasons.
Okay.
We staying going?
We're
Or we
going.
taking a break.
Let's go through these others and then we'll take our break.
Okay.
Your initial
NFL.
talk was NFL, okay.
NFL is an exciting race. I'm picking Grand Island to go back and repeat, and that's with the graduation of Jace Wilkie, because I still like what they bring back, and I think that Dane Brown is ready to take a huge step forward and just splash on the scene and become one of those Western New York elites.
You're picking them over Wheatfield. You're picking them over Ken West. And,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Lockport.
Lockport with Charlie. See, the thing with Charlie is so exceptional. He's the only starter back for that Lions team. They lost all of their playing experience last year. It's a tall order to put everything on Charlie. The defenses are going to be coming in to stop Charlie. Last year, Grand Island went in and won at Lockport when it was Charlie and all those guys, you know. So I'm picking against Lockport. Doesn't mean that Charlie can't carry him past where I'm picking him, but
Is
You gotta make a prediction, but like I'm saying, it's all up for grabs. You're picking them against
Loopport's been ultra
mean I'm sure of
competitive
it.
there in NFL for
So
quite
I
some
really
time.
like this Looport team this year.
Okay.
I really liked them last year, and they're all back. Bunch of snipers, great ball movement. I think they really just lack size. They don't have size. But they play a style, they spread the floor that is conducive to them, where the rain's coming down now, is conducive to them getting shots that they want, patient offensive sets. 2 Barnwells, Graydon Barnwell, senior. He is going to be the guy for them. And then Michael Wilkie is a sophomore. And Devin Barnwell's the other Barnwell. But Michael Wilkie, the sophomore, he's a player that could have been an association player, like Senior Martin Associate, kind of one of those. He stayed at Looport. They've got those 3 pieces. I think Pat does a great job coaching them. I'm looking forward to seeing Looport. They're in my classic this year against Wilson. That's going to be a fun game.
I was watching a former Looport player last night, for the last couple of days actually. Roddy Gale is finally getting the recognition that he deserves on a national scale. He was amazing last night for Michigan. He was amazing a couple nights before that. It's fun to see Western New York on that national stage again.
Isn't
They
it so
destroyed
cool?
Auburn last night. Yes.
Yeah.
And Roddy played a huge part in that.
Yeah, I know.
So,
It's fun to see him last year in his big games too.
So it's fun. It's fun to see that. Knowing that we have a kid from our backyard that's could very well end up in the show.
Yeah.
So pulling for him. That was
Me
cool.
too.
That was cool.
He's a great kid too.
Yep.
NT's got a nice team this year too. That's like one of those teams that people sleep on a little bit.
They got some freshmen coming in there that
Not sure about that. Led by Jack Giancola. Watched them last year. I liked their team last year, and they bring them all back. They got their team back. I just think that in that league where there's no there's nothing jumping off the page that says slam dunk, Grand Island wins that league. I think NT could beat Grand Island. I think NT could beat any of the teams we've already talked about from that league, and I think they could beat NT. I think it's a very competitive NFL, and NT is just another team in that mix. Here's something I'm really excited about this basketball season.
Okay, I'm listening.
Is that for a long time, my reputation has become he's Centercourt from Newfane, but he loves his Southern Tier hoops, and he does. And I have just thrown all sorts of shine on Southern Tier hoops, and deservedly so. Great basketball down there. I am excited this year that I think the basketball in my backyard is where that Southern Tier basketball that I was singing the praises of in recent years, I think they're at that level this year. Do they stay at that level? I don't know, but they've got some really nice teams in my backyard this year. Those teams being Wilson, Akron, Medina, Newfane. Those 4 teams in that league are all excellent. Albion's no slouch either. That's your Niagara Orleans league. It's going to be a competitive race. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think I'm going to see more action locally than I've seen in a lot of years.
Okay.
Akron brings back both Gerstung brothers, or not brothers, cousins. Yep, Ben and Blake. They got the big guy back, Darren Brooks. He's just different. One of the best big men in Western
so happy
New
he
York.
stayed there.
I mean, maybe the best true paint
Right.
big man.
I'm just
big man.
so happy he stayed there because after last season, I know they were looking for him from all the other private schools to come.
I know that too, and I had heard whispers about it all summer that I don't think he's staying or whatever, and I had hoped that he would too. He would be a game changer for any team in Western New York.
Yeah.
Instead, he gets to be a game changer with his friends, where he's always been,
And that's
the team
why-
that he's already won with.
That's why
And he's
they're
going to win again this year.
yeah. So good. Why don't we take a quick break? If you
Okay.
don't mind. The reason I say that is my computer's about to die. I want to plug it in.
Sweet.
You're watching the Centercourt weekly show here. What's the name of this show? The All Centercourt show, or what's the name of the show?
I think it's Centercourt Weekly.
Centercourt Weekly with Chad Andrews and two guys that can dribble a ball between their legs if you paid them.
3.
We'll be back in a moment. You're watching on Western York Athletics.
Need an electrician? Empire Electric is your residential wiring specialist. New builds, service upgrades, lighting, generators, you name it, Empire does it with hundreds of 5-star reviews that speak for themselves. Call Empire Electric today for your free estimate.
Hey, we're back, everybody. Thanks for being here. Frank Wolf is, I don't know what he's doing. He went to plug in his computer, but his computer's still sitting here. He almost knocked the table over when he left because that's Frank's grace. So we were talking about the Niagara Orleans League. I said a lot about Akron, team that I think is going to be in direct competition with them in that league is Wilson. Wilson is the defending Class B2 champ. They dropped down to Class C this year. I picked them to win Class C. I know I said a lot about Global earlier. Global's also in Class C. I think Wilson wins it this year and goes back-to-back sectional champions. They're led by Aiden Newman. We're talking about Wilson, Frank. Come on in. Welcome to Centercourt Weekly. So they're led by Aiden Newman. Aiden Newman had a career-high 40-point game last year. He's got 882 career points on the season. Led Wilson to a state championship this year in soccer. He was in the States last year for track. Exceptional athlete. I went to Wilson. He is one of the best players that's ever come through Wilson and has a chance to be regarded as the best. And I would be okay with that. 3-year varsity career and what he's done already and what I think he's going to do this year. And then Ryan Huff back with that team. Ryan Huff, I'm sure you know him, Frank, because you fancy the basketball a little bit. But Ryan Huff, exceptional athlete, not a bad worker either, but an exceptional athlete. I might have had him at the restaurant. He dunks with such ease. The best dunker that has ever passed through the halls of Wilson sits at the top of that 1-3-1 and just feasts on people that don't know how to dribble, takes it in and bends rims. Seamus George, the big man, who had his coming out party last year at Buff State, wooed the fans with a big post show in the first half of their win over Salamanca. All three of those guys are back. I really like Wilson. Shout out to James Madden out there in Wilson, another good worker. Lots to like about the Wilson Lakemen. Medina, who split with Wilson last year, they also bring plenty back. Jarrell Neely, Christian Moss, Preston Woodworth, Newfane. Braden Seitz returns. Braden Seitz was one of their best players coming into the season last year as a junior. Suffered a knee injury, missed a season. They get him back this year, along with Matt Capon, who has just become a man amongst boys for that school, and he's going to have a tremendous basketball season, too. I got a chance to watch Newfane take a run during Fall League this year for just a few minutes, and I couldn't believe what I saw when I walked in the gym and saw Capon. I said, oh, my gosh, what, did he live in the weight room?
Yeah. Well, here's an interesting question for you. You're going on about the Niagara Orleans teams.
Yeah.
Off the success of their football team.
Which ones?
Roy Hart.
Yes.
I mean,
interesting scenario in Roy Hart. So, Joe Pollock, longtime coach at Roy Hart, not there anymore. He walked away, and I know there's some surrounding stuff maybe to that. I know his JV coach was not there, and he wasn't happy about that and left also. I don't know if Roy Hart has the full commitment of basketball players that they had Pollock been there. Not really sure what the circumstances there, so it's hard for me to speak on where Roy Hart basketball is walking into the season.
Well,
obviously, I wish him well, and would
But
like
they
to see the
started
best for that school. Thought a lot of Joe, as a coach and as a person. So,
they get a warm welcome from Allegheny Limestone. The game is at Roy Hart, but that's their first game, December 5th.
Yeah.
So that will tell you a little bit.
I think Limestone's coming up and doing like an overnight party here in this end of the Western New York because they come up. Limestone does. If you click on Limestone, I think it's a back-to-back weekend of Roy Hart on Friday and someone else Saturday, maybe Lackawanna, and I can't see them driving
Yes.
back to Allegheny Limestone
Well,
before driving back to Lackawanna.
I can tell you, Allegheny
Are you
Limestone.
hosting Allegheny Limestone at your house? Is that what you're going to tell me?
No, I mean, I'm sure a couple can hang out, but they like Pharaoh's in West Seneca. Pharaoh's is like in a New York City style pizza place,
Okay.
not far from West Seneca West. Not an advertiser or sponsor.
Egyptian
show.
pizza, if you will.
No, it's fantastic pie. But I saw Allegheny Limestone
Yes.
in there this fall. I'm sure that's why they scheduled that.
I'm so glad that was a pizza place in West Seneca. I really am. When you were like,
The
Allegheny Limestone likes Pharaohs, I was like, where the hell is this show going?
All right. I know where your mind is
CCAA
working.
1, because it's been renamed now. It's not 1 West. It's not anything else. It's just CCAA 1. I picked Southwestern to win it. And you want to know why, Frank?
Does it have to do
Because-
with the M&M boys?
It does. And wow, I'm impressed. I thought I was just going to keep asking you questions and you were going to look at me funny. Yes. Tell me about the M&M boys. Tell me why.
Well, the M&M boys, Roger and Zach Markham,
Yes.
are tough athletes.
They are.
They're tough. And they're going to make life a living hell for opposing teams on the boards. They're great defenders. Roger can shoot, and he's quick, fast. Zach is just a beast.
Roger is probably the most underrated player in Western New York walking into this season. I think he is an exceptional point guard. He could have been a top 25 talent last year. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I'd be shocked if he wasn't this year. He would be a player that any team would want to hand the ball to and say, run our offense. Those two coming over from Falconer to Southwestern, along with what Southwestern already had there, and a good program, that is such a gift to get that backcourt and the size of Zach Markham. I really like what Southwestern can be this year, and I think everybody in that league feels the same way about the Markhams being at Southwestern, that it probably pushes them to the front of the league and makes them at least the favorite. And it's a tough blow for Falconer. And remember, if we go back to last year, Falconer blew the doors off of Salamanca at the end of the year, I believe, in the regular season. And then they had to turn right around and play again in the postseason. And it was a war. And Salamanca was down big, and then they had a huge comeback and ended up taking Falconer right at the end, getting to Buff State, and ultimately losing then to Wilson. But that Falconer team was very good last year and lost their best player and his brother, who's got some size, over to South.
So I don't know, can the two of them get it done by themselves? Because I don't know how long Fuller will be out for or when Fuller will return, because he missed some time. He injured at the end of the year, a football injury. And I think it's, I hate to say MCL, ACL. What, I'm not exactly sure what it was.
I think that's what it was.
But so I don't know when he gets back, if he gets back.
Yeah.
So can the Markham brothers carry the team until such time?
Roger Markham is a carry a basketball team kind of player, so I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Southwestern really won the lottery this year, didn't they?
They sure did. Yeah. And that league's going to be a lot of fun anyway. R.J. Koopman, Colin Luce, Brennan all back at Fredonia, Joe Mess, Michael Rivera at Olean, Peyton Bradley, Salamanca. Got to watch him play football this year. He was a nice football player for Salamanca. Really nice.
He's a good
football
athlete,
player.
three-sport
Yes,
athlete
he is.
right there.
Yeah.
So he's 6'4", I believe.
They'll rely on him heavily at Salamanca this year. Jackson Krause, they were supposed to have back. He would have been a great piece for Salamanca. He's not there. You know, he went to play lacrosse. So they lost him from the
He
school, but
did play football, did he not? Was he on the football team?
don't believe so.
Okay, I could be wrong.
Max Parmenteer's back at Falconer. Kavion Tell. You ever heard of Kavion Tell?
No.
Well, let me tell you. about Kevion Tell.
Dunker.
Loaded with potential.
Yeah.
Loaded with potential. He was a Boom Squad kid last year as a sophomore. I think Dunkirk is one of those teams that is always going to have the ability to give people fits. With a piece like Tell, they've got
Malik.
Kristofiak, McCall back. That'd be
No,
a nice
McCall
team.
missed his football season.
Did he?
He was injured the first week of the season, I believe. Bad injury.
Okay, so he could not be back for basketball. Is what you're telling me?
I don't think he'll be back before January.
Okay,
But that's just me. I don't know. I have no insight. I'll track down an answer for you.
fair enough. CCAA 2. I'm looking at it. I picked Chautauqua Lake to win that league because Nick Jacobson's a basketball player and an athlete. You know Nick Jacobson?
Yeah, I hope he gets. I hope he can get going this weekend. I forget who they're playing. Shenango Forks. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a wrong one. So he's an incredible wide receiver when he wants to be, and he's just a great overall athlete.
Liam Colburn and Aiden Dahlberg at Maple Grove. I got to watch them last year in their sectional game against Barker. Liam Colburn had a heck of a game in that one. They're both back at Maple Grove. Climbers got some talent back. Carson White, Roman, Wessing, Cameron. We talked about Westfield already. Jacob Ferranto back at Sherman. Poor Brockton. I'm sorry, poor Panama on a complete refield.
I mean,
Brockton's
did they
got
lose all
Nickel
5 starters?
Oh, yeah. All 5 starters, the 6th man of the year, the 7th man of the year, if there was an award for it. They're all gone. The coach.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 4 kids on the roster.
They even took the trophy out of the case. So that's not staying here,
Oh.
I believe.
2 seniors, 2 juniors coming back. That's on the 4 guys on the roster.
ECIC
Can you
3.
play basketball with 4
Who's that?
players on the court?
Yeah, why not? These are just, if you're looking at my preview and you're seeing players listed, it is returning all league selections get listed with the teams there.
Nice.
So if you don't have a returning all-league selection from the season before, it's just going to have your team's name there.
I see the returning second teamers. I'll scroll. I'll continue to scroll.
CCAA 3, which used to be 1 East. That's the division Randolph has owned for a long time, and I think they will continue to. Kevin Hind is back, along with Kevin McElwain, Carter Conley.
He's a big kid.
Carter
Strong.
Carter got bigger in the offseason, didn't he?
He did.
So I'm going to take them.
He's got a D1 frame for football.
Yeah, I know.
So his brother was working out with the football team this past year. He was a nice little point guard, was he not, for them? Was he the point guard when he was at Randolph? Or no, he wouldn't have been the point guard, but he was a decent shooter for them, I'm pretty sure.
He was outstanding.
Yeah.
He was. I
what's
think
his
he was their best player on their state championship team.
What was his first name again?
Carson?
Carson.
Yes, Carson
Yeah.
Conley.
He was working with the offense this past year in Randolph.
Yeah.
So good to have him back. I don't know if he'll be helping out the basketball team, but I think you'd want him there. If he's there to help out the football team, I'm sure he's going to be there to help out the basketball team. But
I did see him during football season.
You did, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aiden DeFazio, Trail and Warrior, couple nice players from that league. DeFazio plays for Portville, Trail and Warrior for Gowanda.
That was the lacrosse player I was mixed up with.
Warrior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the lacrosse player too.
CCAA 4.
You got Ellicottville, you got Cat Little Valley. And
Yes, Ellicottville's got Rylan Benjamin and Blake Smith back. Dominic Polino.
now, what about North Collins?
Had a freshman, AJ Myers.
Where do those? Do we know where the Nellis brothers actually go to school? Are
No.
they Eden kids or North Collins kids?
That I don't know.
We should find out.
But Forestville, got a very nice team down there in 4 as well.
So
Lots of good players back for them, led by Jacob Anders. And Forestville is they got a definite shot to win their league. I think I picked Ellicottville, although it could go either way. But I think Forestville has a shot to win the section in D if I've got to push my chips forward on a D team.
you do. Push them.
So, I predicted the Monsignor Martin. I predicted my Manhattan Cup winner this year would be Nichols. Did you see that?
I am now. Well, you told me in the out in the office there earlier that you thought Nichols was going to be one of the top returning Monsignor Martin teams.
Yeah.
I asked you, and one of the first teams out of your mouth was Nichols. Why?
Nichols has the farm back. Drew Bennett last year didn't play much. He was hurt a little bit. He's back. Trey Palfrey that's the guy at Nichols right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a 5-year varsity player, started at Olmsted as an 8th grader. Unfortunately missed much of his freshman season. And then as a sophomore, he was there with Ja'Kai Rainey, kind of laying in wait and learning a little from Ja'Kai and waiting his turn. And then last year, he took the reins and ran with him. And he was excellent last year and really started turning heads, turned in a great varsity season. And by all accounts, he has done nothing but put in the work this off season. Like he's packed on some muscle, and I think he's hungry. And I think he knows he's considered one of the best players in Western New York walking into this year, and he should be. And Nichols was so competitive last year in all their games against good competition. Maybe with the exception of, they're showing at the Centercourt Classic. South got a hold of them pretty good. But, they had a couple games against Canisius last year that were thrillers. Played Joe's well, Timon. The Lockport tournament that they started the season with Will East and Lockport. I really like Nichols coming into the year, and when you're looking at this team, or looking at the landscape of the Monsignor Martin this year, Canisius graduates to 4 starters. You've got Jack Cullinan as the leader back at Canisius. Obviously, Canisius they're going to have some other guys too, and they're going to be always Canisius. Never the team you want to bet against. Love their point guard, by the way. I don't even know what his last name is. I know his name's Christian. I watched him play last year when I would be at games waiting for the varsity game to start, and I was like, man, I love this JV point guard. Saw he was a sophomore, knew he was going to be with the team this year, and I'm very excited to watch this kid play some varsity ball. Reminds me of Marco Polo, just 100 miles an hour, but fast processing 100 miles an hour, not out of control. But with what Canisius lost, with what Nichols brings back, with what Timon lost versus what Nichols brings back, St. Joe's lost all 5 starters. Now, we're going to talk about Joe's in a minute and why St. Joe's is still going to be an excellent basketball team with what they actually returned and gained. But I just think when you consider all that and you're saying, well, one team's got the chemistry and one team's got the dude in Palfrey, that's why I picked them. St. Joe's. They land one of the biggest transfers of the offseason, maybe the biggest one in J.J. Shanklin. I think Shanklin's gonna. He was tremendous 8th and 9th grader for Cheektowaga. Now he's gonna be a sophomore at Joe's, playing in the backcourt with his buddy Gary Alexander. That's a heck of a backcourt. Couple sophomores, Gary Alexander the 4th, J.J. Shanklin. Shanklin's really gonna turn some heads. Might be the guy at Joe's this year. You've got Jazzy Alonza coming off the bench. Last year, is the 3-and-D guy. He moves into a starting role this year. And his confidence is at the right place this year. He's hitting shots. He's taking teams out at the defensive end. You've got Aiden Haran to play the 4 for that team. Aiden, just let the game come to you. Be the man in the middle. So much talent. He can step out, hit the 3. I'm excited to see I keep calling him Aiden. I've been doing this my whole life. Liam Haran. Could I be forgiven? Could I just ask for forgiveness here for the Aiden, Liam, Dan? Why did I just call him Dan Horan? Call him his dad's name. My goodness, I'm such an idiot.
His mom was a pretty good athlete too in her day.
Ann.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the family. I'm just I'm most familiar with myself always saying Aiden instead of Liam, and I know better. So, Liam Horan, before at Joe's, Jake Stuckey comes over from Park. That was their big man last year. Joe's has a lot of talent. They're just young, right? 3 of the guys that I just mentioned are sophomores. 2 of them didn't start for Joe's last year. So that's why I picked Nichols. So that's my... Do not sleep on St. Francis and the Monsignor Martin. They got a lot back from last year's team. Matt Zielinski. You know him from the football team?
Yes.
He's one of your favorite players ever?
It's tough.
He should
tough.
be.
He's the reason why they're playing for a championship. One of the reasons why they're unsung heroes, if you ask me.
How good was that catch that Jack Cullinan had in that game, by the way?
I mean...
No, seriously, did he...
Probably,
where would you put that among the catches that you watched this year?
I think it was Buttles who made like a one-handed interception in their game against Catholic Memorial. I think I've got that at 1, but I think I have the Cullinan catch at 2.
Okay.
So that good. And Cardell Staples made a lot of nice catches this year. Cardell Staples made a catch. Might have been the NT game. I can't remember. That we did stream it. No, we didn't stream it. We didn't stream that one, actually. Cardell Staples made a catch against NT that was unreal. But Cullinan's catch was definitely in the top 5 of the year.
Fair enough.
He's a fantastic football player. He's
So,
a fantastic athlete.
Andrew Lindstrom also back at St. Francis. Park's got Marquis Suddeth, Elijah Green, Cam Barge. Picked up the first win last night of the season over Buffalo Arts, new coach Joe Jones. Joe was a heck of a basketball player. Joe was a second-team All-Centercourt player.
Yeah.
Sectional predictions. You want them? You want to wrap this thing
I
up?
saw them. Just make sure you
Call
don't
the
shoot
season
with your
preview
back.
show?
Don't shoot with your back to the hoop this time.
All right. Class AAA, we picked Health Sciences to win it. I think they've got, like I said before, all their starters back. You add Moy to the mix. You bring Guerrero into the mix. I'll take them to win it all. Jamestown, Niagara Falls, those are the 2 teams that they've got to get through in that section along with Lancaster. But Jamestown, Niagara Falls, that's the big competition for Health in AAA. Health is 0-4 against those 2 teams the last 2 years.
Okay.
So that's what they've got to overcome. In AA, I'm going Orchard Park, but I really like Williamsville North. I really like Lockport. Really like McKinley. There's a lot of good teams in AA. Again, it's kind of like Nichols. Like I just think with what Orchard Park has back as a whole, chemistry, hunger, their time, I'm going OP. Class A1.
Okay.
I'm taking the Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to push through and do it this year. That's the team I went with. Not a super confident pick because Williamsville South is sitting there with them. Williamsville South is tough. You know how much I like that Newport team we talked about. They're up there. So, you know, South Park I mentioned earlier. South Park's going to play in that league with McKinley and Health all year. So they'll be ready. They've got a nice non-league schedule they put together.
They'll be sharpening swords all year.
A2, Buffalo Science. Buffalo Science made the final last year and lost to Lackawanna. This year, I think they can get it done with what they got back.
Okay.
I think the team, if I had to pick a team that would be my next pick, it might be Iroquois, just on the Justice Clyde strength. He's that good. He's that good that I think that he could be good enough to carry a team to a title. Haven't seen Iroquois at Buff State in a long time. It would be nice to see him get there this year and make some noise. In Class B1, I went with Southwestern, much on the strength of the Markham transfer and the effect that I think that that'll have on that program. However, Middle College, Olmsted are a couple dynamos down there, and they're going to have much to say about it. You heard me give some praise to Medina earlier. That's another team I could see doing it. Olmsted was in that final last year in Class B1, and with Takari McCray, they are a tough team to bet against. So maybe I should not have picked Southwestern. Maybe I should have just played it safe and gone with Olmsted, but I went Southwestern. In B2, I talked in the beginning of the program about how I put the preview out, and my B2 prediction was Salamanca winning it all, who's not even in Class B2.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's Akron. Akron's going to win that. And that's one of the picks I would say I'm more confident in. I think Akron, with what they got back, the team that marched to regionals last year, Darren Brooks, the Gerstungs, I'm taking them. I'm taking Akron to win it. I don't think there's too many small schools that truly have an answer for Darren Brooks. Class C, Wilson. Wilson won B2 last year. They dropped down to C this year. They bring all their talent back. Would be so nice to see that team punch through to a regional, see if what would be cool, a cool story would be if Aiden Newman had his team, led 3 different teams to the States. You know, between track, soccer, and basketball. That would be a heck of a way to go out as a senior. And in Class D, I picked Forestville. I think I mentioned that already, but Forestville's my pick. Class D is always the toughest thing for me to pick because Class D, you know, and just being completely forthcoming is the thing I know the least about generally. Although last year I knew plenty about Panama to be as confident as I was in them, but
Can you? Okay.
yeah. Where are you going?
Nope.
You making some notes?
Finish up. I got something for you.
What are writing down?
I got something for you. Finish
He's
up.
got a
I'm
whole
sorry.
grocery list he started over there.
Again.
All right, I'm finished up. Ask me what you need to.
What's going on at Damon December, the first weekend in December?
The Coaches versus
Yes.
Cancer event.
Do you have the whole lineup there? Like, is that something we do a Centercourt game of the week there? We do them all on WNY Athletics? Do we avoid the area?
I don't think we've even put out a game of the week next week or decided on any of that because
We haven't.
I had to beg you to put that graphic up to say we had a preview show today, and you were like, yeah, all right, I'll promote it right now. And how did you promote it? I couldn't tell the difference between a basketball and a hockey puck. All I
trying to
can
be
think
funny.
about is football. It was funny. And that's what I'm saying. So now we're talking about next week. I don't know what we're doing next week. We've been so focused on high school football around these parts, and rightfully so. Next week, who's playing next week? Well, you've got Nichols playing. I think Clarence, Nichols, Clarence, Williamsville North against Amherst. No, Amherst. I got it. It's Amherst is playing Clarence. Williamsville North plays Nichols. Jamestown plays St. Joe's.
Yes.
That's all committed to memory. That's where I'll be next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Week from tonight. Yeah, at Damon.
What time did the game start?
Joel Avera's Coaches versus Cancer event at Damon. He puts together some great events every year. We're
Is
gonna
that just
start
3
plugging
games?
that
It's
this
not a
week.
2-day event. It's just a one-night event. One night only?
One night, yeah.
3 games, 1 night.
3 games, 1 night. Damon, right in a row. 3 big ones. I mean, you got the team that I said wins the Manhattan Cup, opening their season with Williamsville North. Jamestown St. Joe's. There's 2 top 5 large schools in Western New York, I think. I think based on what I put out. Definitely top 10.
Okay.
Perennial winner Amherst against Big Bag Clarence. They seem to play each other every year. That's always a good game. So that's a heck of an event to get the week started, opening week. I mean, I know this is technically opening week, but next week's opening week to me.
So if we do 12-3 Wednesday night at Damon, you'd be interested in doing at least one game there, calling one game. We'll see if Mountain's available. Or would you want to just watch?
I do whatever. I'm in it.
Is one of those games better than the next?
I think the best game is the one that has the 2 top 10s on it, the Jamestown Joe's game. But that Nichols North game's very intriguing to me too.
Yeah.
They're all good games. I mean,
Masiello's
I'm all
still
about
with
him.
Nichols, yes?
yes, he is.
Okay.
Gosh, all my ramblings. I don't think I said his name, did I? Yeah, Mitch Masiello.
I don't think you did.
Nichols,
Okay.
Palfrey, Masiello,
Okay.
Julian, the soccer player, or the soccer focus player.
All right. We'll look into doing some streaming on Wednesday.
Benning.
Maybe that's our first time out for basketball this year. We'll be on Wednesday. I know Tuesday we're doing a girls hockey. I think
All right.
Wednesday we're open.
Our
Thursday,
viewers are falling asleep right now.
are they?
I think so. They're like, would you guys do your scheduling on your own time?
Joe Kraus is watching. Thank you, Joe. We love you.
Thanks, Joe.
Joe may have to sit in here on a Wednesday to host this show. Are you okay with that?
Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk to Joe.
Okay. He just can't be too serious. This is more of a laid back.
Joe can't be too serious?
Yeah.
Does he have that in him?
I don't know.
He's pretty serious.
I think he's let his hair down
Yeah.
a couple times. He did this last year with you though. He hosted at least one of those shows. Pretty sure.
What Joe did last year was he interviewed me at Buff State at the end of each night. He got my
He did
thoughts
do
on
that.
things.
Yeah.
But I did every show with you except for one that I just wung on my own. I just stood here and stared at the camera and said, here's what I think.
People listen, so this show went almost an hour and a half.
I know, that's why we put him to sleep a long time ago.
We had
and
some
they all
commercials.
checked out. Someone tell Mitch Masiello I said his name at the end of the show, would you?
We could do that. But you can like and subscribe on the YouTube page. You can watch on Twitter all you want. Watch this again. If you were put to sleep and you can't sleep tonight, you can watch it again. Go 2 for 2 on the day.
Right.
What's up for the Thanksgiving in the Andrews household?
We're going to my mom's house. It's going to be a quiet Thanksgiving. It'll be my family, the people that live in my house, along with my mother for dinner. And then
Did you call her back yesterday?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I think my brother and his family will be over for dessert later on. But that's all. We don't have my sister's family coming in this year. We lost my grandmother this summer, where we always had Thanksgiving. So be a little more of a low-key, sad, quiet Thanksgiving tomorrow. But
Football, baby.
well, there's some great football tomorrow.
There is.
I'm really looking forward to that Kansas City game. I like the fact that Burrow's back now, and there's a little juice on the Thursday night game. Even though I'll probably be admittedly sleeping by halftime of that, I will record it and make sure I watch it all at some point.
All right. Well, I think this was a great show. We'll probably do one again next Wednesday before Damon festivities kick off.
Think so?
Yeah.
It-
But it'll be a crazy day because I know Tim's getting ready to go out to Syracuse, the Dome. That's Dome weekend. But we'll see who we can get out to Damon to do camera and producing and maybe get a couple guys on the call. We'll see what Kraus is doing. Maybe Kraus will want to call one or two games. You and Mountain maybe take the one you want, and then Joe will do the other two. I'm sure Prince will want to do something. Prince will probably want to get on do color for Joe, or vice versa. Stu's coming back too. Stu's on a nice cruise right now. I think he's back though. Stu took his family on a cruise with his daughter's boyfriends. I got to ask him about that. I don't know if he threw his future son-in-laws overboard or not.
Stew on a cruise.
Stu calls a good basketball game. Stu calls a good game too. I miss Stu. I'm going to send him a text in a little bit just to tell him I wish him a happy Thanksgiving. And he's a big fan of Centercourts, by the way.
Is he?
Yes.
Does Stu have any of those hard-cutting opinions?
Oh, yes.
I know he does.
He's a joy. I love him. Tim, you produced a fantastic show. The graphics that are up there that you people are at home are enjoying.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm
did a good
looking at
job.
the screen and I see half of my face. That looks good.
Wow.
Is that what everyone's seeing?
Was I supposed to wear a Centercourt shirt? Is there a dress code for this?
Tim, is that what it looks like?
Shit.
You can't
Yeah.
see behind you.
Is that what it looks like?
Well, is that what it looks like? Like your screen doesn't look like that, but this screen is.
What does my
half
screen
of
look
my
like?
Face covered. Don't you see what I'm seeing?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a file in front of your face. That's what it. That's what the viewers are seeing at home.
Okay.
This is what the viewers are watching at home, by the way. So, any big plans for tonight? It's the biggest party night of the season. Are you gonna be in the gym shooting hoops?
I'm pretty lame right now.
Could you
So,
walk into any gym you want and just start shooting basketballs at nets, if you wanted to?
It depends on who the custodian is. You know, they're not all down with Centercourt. A couple of them are. No, you don't try to be that big time. Just walk in and act like that. Come in and be nice first. Ask nicely. Try.
Walk to the gym with a football and throw the football at the basketball hoop.
Yeah.
That's when you're pompous. You've never done that, though. I do it. I like doing that. Anyways,
I love that we finally got a picture of you up on the wall, though, behind you. You know, I mean, that is awesome.
anyways, Wednesday night, Damon will be the first Centercourt game of the year, game of the week, and you'll be on there with Ryan Mountain, and I'll head out to Damon too. I don't want to.
Let's hope that Ryan Mountain can commit to such an event.
Yeah, Ryan. Rymo. Anyways, we're off and running. Another year of high school basketball with Centercourt. You're watching Centercourt Weekly. You were watching Centercourt Weekly. Tune in next week.
Apologies to Akron for my Salamanca pick.
Maybe we'll do the show later. Like next Wednesday, maybe we'll do it like 1 or 2.
Whatever, yeah, that'd be good. Then I don't have to set an alarm and show
Exactly.
up acting like this.
I think if we do the show at 2, that'll give you enough time to get to Curry's, and then you can head to Damon.
There's no curries on a Wednesday.
Why?
You do curries on a Friday because that's the only day they make their German potato salad. Talk to curries. Listen, I love them, but I
Okay.
think,
can't find
I think
something
the
else?
GPS should be an everyday event, but it's not, so you got to go on Fridays. Because they do their fish fry every day, but just not the German potato salad.
Get it
Well,
together.
The GPS is the draw.
You could sub out the German potato salad for something else.
You could.
Brunner's?
Steak sandwich.
Brunner's.
Brunners.
Have you been there?
You're talking curries?
No, Brunner's.
Oh.
The nu-
Straight from Damon.
We'll put a reservation. I might know someone at Brunner's that can hook us up. But anyways, Tim Gardner is over there producing. I'm Frank Wolf, WNY Athletics. I am heading to Cicero, North Syracuse Friday, as long as there's no major snow blizzard storm.
I'm 50-50 on that trip, maybe 60-40.
If the weather's nice, you're going. If the weather looks like crap, you're not.
I'll probably go. I don't know.
I hope to see you there.
Okay.
You going right home after?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
I am. If
All
I
right.
go, I'm going right home. But
Safe travels. I'm going to lay over and check out Chautauqua Lake, and then I'm coming back. I will not be able to stay for the AA game, unfortunately.
I think I'm heading to Ulysses when I leave here and getting some pizza.
Okay.
Ever been to Ulysses?
Yeah, of course.
It's good stuff.
Anyways,
All right.
WNY Athletics, Centercourt. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. And thank you to Empire Electric, our sponsor for today's show and the main sponsor for Centercourt and the Centercourt Classic, which is the weekend of
January 30th and 31st. We'll talk about that next week.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless. Hell's that Villa on February 2nd.